You know, when you get used to driving your own vehicle, you do feel comfortable in it, and I do like my car here. But every now and then you're going to have to drive someone else's vehicle. Now, if you haven't really driven it very much, or not even at all, you're going to need to give yourself some time to get used to it. So let's take a look at this SUV over here. This vehicle is a much higher vehicle. You sit a little bit higher, it's a little bit longer than my Corolla. So there are a few things that we have to keep in mind. Before you get into a vehicle such as this, it's a good idea to walk around it. What's important is that you're going to have to recognize your mirror positions, the head restraints at the back seat. Will it block your view out the back window? And speaking of the back, before you get into the new vehicle that you're going to drive for the first time, take a look and find out what's at the back. In this particular vehicle, it's got a hitch that just sticks out a little bit. Now, if you're backing into a parking space, if you go a little bit too far back, you could damage the bumper of a vehicle that's parked behind you. So doing a walk around is important, recognizing that you have a wiper on the back if you're not used to one. In my car, I don't have one, but this SUV does. Now let's switch things a little bit. Let's say you're going from this SUV to a smaller car. The SUV or a minivan, you're sitting higher. You have a little higher view going into traffic, but once you move from this vehicle onto the car, you're sitting a little lower. So what you can always do is raise your seat up. A lot of vehicles have a seat adjustment tool that will bring your seat a little bit higher. If you don't have one of those, whether it's a power or a crankshift, what you can do is get a cushion or a fold-up car blanket and sit on that just to bring your visibility back up. Now, once you're in the car, you're going to need to take it a little bit easy when you start driving it. For the first time, when you first press the gas could be a little jumpy, a little sticky, and the brake could feel a little weird too compared to your other vehicle. So press the gas a little more gradually at first just to get used to the pressure, and do the same thing for the brake. Just as you leave your driveway, as you leave your street. You don't want to find out later that your brakes have to push a little harder to get them to work. We need to make adjustments, but either way, they're both vehicles, and we should be able to drive both of them with ease. For Hamilton Life, and for Young Drivers of Canada, I'm Scott Marshall.